Now, if all that weren't good enough, it gets even better. Joining me is Brian Kilmeade, co-host of Fox and Friends, host of One Nation with Brian Kilmeade, and host of the Brian Kilmeade Show on the radio. Brian, love, I kind of missed you this morning at the NASDAQ.
I know. I wasn't invited. I was doing the radio show, which you do tomorrow. I know, on WABC.
Yes, sir.
Right, that was kind of cool. Everyone was pumped up there. The great team
fun.
put together. I remember the day they launched. It was right when everything started crashing in 2008, and you were stuck at another network. We felt so bad for you.
I know, you should have. It took me a while, but I finally figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm the rookie in this group, but it was great fun this morning. Anyway, let me go back to Joe Biden and inflation and the cavalry. The first question I want to ask, am I wrong? Am I wrong about inflation being the number one issue? And Biden, refusing to take any blame for this?
And it's almost comical. I mean, first off, if anything goes wrong, it's somebody else's fault. We knew the Putin price hike as soon as gas started going up and things started going up all across the board. That's the Vladimir Putin invasion. And when things started going down, it's because he was doing such a great job emptying our strategic oil reserve. And he got a hold of spending. Then he spent some more, and the prices and gas started coming down. He took full credit for it. When gas started coming up again, we heard a couple of times the Putin price hike. And now, over the last 5 days, we hear it's Saudi Arabia. Yes, we choose Saudi Arabia is the problem.
Yes.
It's though, how dare they do this? And then yesterday, to make it worse, they said, we got a call from the White House asking us not to cut 2 million barrels a day. They asked us to delay it. So he said, well, no, we didn't. They said, oh, yeah, you did. And he asked us to delay it until after November. So Saudi Arabia's been a strategic partner. They're not we don't see eye to eye to them like we would in a Western culture, like France or Canada or England. We all know that. But you have to ask yourself in that region, who do you want to be friends with, Iran or Saudi Arabia? That's the choice. Do you upset about Yemen? Well, do you want Iran to control Yemen? Because when they did take control, they rocketed Saudi Arabia. That's why they did it. And in the end, if you want to get their attention, you got to do what you guys did with the Trump administration. You fracked, you drilled, you exported, and you got them angry. And they said, hey, guys, what are you doing? And then you realized that you guys were a player. As Jamie Dimon said, he goes, we are the swing producer when it comes to a country.
I love that.
And he is not a right-wing zealot.
That's right. I riffed on that a couple nights ago. I know Jamie rather well and respect him. He's our leading banker. But he was so spot on. It was unbelievable.
And what did he say in March? He said the minute this war started, that was the time to increase drilling.
Right.
And if you care more about the country than you do to our ideology, that's what you do. You turn around to the left, the AOCs, and say, guys, we have no choice. I got to keep this country running on the right tracks, or no one has an agenda. That's called leadership. He's 78 years old. What is he waiting for? And while I was listening to your monologue, I looked up where inflation is for other countries. China at 2.3%, Japan at 3%, France at 5%, South Korea at 5.6%, Australia at 6%, Canada all ahead of us, Brazil. So what do you mean the rest of the world is suffering? Yeah, we're not the highest. Venezuela's got the market cornered on that, but man, we're not in the top 10, and that goes on this president.
It does. You mentioned leadership. It's interesting. By the way, I misspoke in the Gallup poll. 89% are concerned about inflation. I think I said 59. But when Gallup poll goes through most important problems facing America, so 38% economy inflation, 22% poor leadership. That's a very interesting entry for this kind of a poll, on the eve of elections. Then you drop down crime and drugs, then you drop way down to abortion and way down to climate change. But poor leadership, what do you think that means?
Well, a couple of things, and people might not like this analogy. I don't know where you stand on this. But if you read George W. Bush's book, when the market started falling apart and the bottom came out of all these loans that never should have been given, he said, I dealt with Hank Paulson, I dealt with leadership, I called in Barack Obama, I called in Nancy Pelosi, and I said, we got to get this done. The whole market's falling apart, everyone's going to suffer. And then he looked over and he goes, Hank, I'm glad that we're together here to put our egos and ideology aside to try to solve this unprecedented problem. People might not like TARP, and, Stuart Varney will like it, others will hate it, I get it. But they took emergency action. Politics didn't come into fray. This upstart senator from Illinois was asked to come in, so everyone was on the same page. That's what I was hoping would happen coming out of the pandemic, especially with a guy that's got the miles that he has. What is he waiting for? When is he waiting to show the leadership? He ran for president 3 times. Every time was a disaster. He won this time because no one else was eligible on the left, and he didn't have to campaign for it. You would think this is the time to stand up and do the right thing. And it hasn't been. That's what I find so disappointing.
So that's a key point. Of course, he denies any culpability, and he hasn't made any efforts to have any unity, which he sort of campaigned on, if you think about it. If the cavalry comes, if the GOP sweeps the House and the Senate, do you think Biden changes? I mean, we've talked about a reset in the past. There's no such thing. Or do you think Biden becomes even more stubborn about this progressive paradise, this socialist paradise stuff he's selling?
Well, I think it becomes horse trading. Who do you want, and who do you want to be confirmed? If they lose the Senate and the House, you want to be confirmed? Well, we're going to need X, Y, and Z. We need you to sign off on this. But as long as Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer around, all they're going to focus on is trying to get power back. My sense is Nancy Pelosi calls it a career. So before the stock thing comes into fray, and there's no reason to keep the job if her husband can't trade stocks and make a lot of money. So they're going to have to give in on that.
It's a coin of phrase.
Right, yeah. So in the big picture, I think it could be done. It'll be trading. You know, he says, I'll just sit there with my veto pen and I'll veto everything. At one point, something will come across his desk he wants, and Republicans will turn around and go, well, maybe I'll confirm these.
And they do have the power of the purse. I mean, and they do have regulatory powers and they have oversight powers, Brian.
Right.
The oversight powers may be very important.
Well, I mean, also when he decides his future, after 2 years, after November, he's got no reason to hold back. He's got to make it clear. As you know, the Republicans are already lining up to run, even if Trump does run. And Democrats got to get their horses in a row to do it, their ducks in a row to do it. So after that, maybe he does do some things. He just hasn't shown it. All we hear about is the guy does deals, but the gun deal was really done by the Senate. The infrastructure deal was done by the Senate. He almost blew it up. It wasn't the Biden deal that he needs people to sign off on, that Lincoln had the Emancipation Proclamation said, I need you guys to sign. I need you guys to sign the 13th Amendment. We got to put it into play. That was Lincoln's deal. Tell me it was Biden's party that did it, that he said work it out, and then it came up to him. So that'll bubble up to him. I don't think it'll ever bubble down to say I got this great idea.
What's hot on the Brian Kilmeade show Saturday night?
Well, I booked Gary Kasparov. I care about Putin more than anything else.
Kasparov has been a guest on this show. I've known him. He's a brilliant guy.
Yeah, he indicates
Great
to me that the Russia's going to collapse, and he says there's no way any difference. So he's going to let on that. And Dana Perino, who you've met in the halls, will be on too. So 8 and 11 o'clock on Saturday.
Speaking of George W. Bush, who, by the way, was a friend of mine, and by the way, was a much better president than is being touted.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, thank you, Brian Kilmeade.
You got it. Thank you.
All right, folks, as I said, One Nation with Brian Kilmeade, Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox News.